Sometimes the victory that we have received is more of a test than the trial in which we have just overcome and persevered. This is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 4, a Torah portion Vayera. Let's go to chapter number 20. Verse 1 and 2 read this way. And Abraham set out from there to the land of the south and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur and stayed in Gerar. And Abraham said concerning Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, sovereign of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. What's going on here and why are they moving? The place that they've been previously located in chapters 17 and 18 seems to be a place of open vision. There Yah has spoken to them audibly. They've received twice in those chapters the promise of a coming son to be named Yitzhak, who would receive the covenant and become the heir of everything that Abraham owned. It seemed like a great location. Yah even had shown up and manifested himself to them visibly in some form. Yet in the aftermath of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, it would seem then that fear has stricken the location and nobody wants to pass by there. Matter of fact, there may be nothing left to pass by for. So the rabbinical mind suggests then that Abraham moved to another location in order to encounter passerbys and tell them about the one true Elohim. But why Gerar? This seems a bit of a drastic move. This is now among a people that are not his people, that are foreign to him. Their ways are a bit militant and aggressive, and it's just not seemed to be a safe place. So why move there? Why move at all? Why can't we just stay where we are? Well, that's our comfort zone. That's where we would prefer to be, where things are familiar, where things are adjusted, where we know how to handle whatever the ills and evils are of our certain area. We know how to deal with it. But Yah wants us to move on, because in the process of moving on, we have to adjust and grow and stretch and learn to depend upon Him in a brand new area. And so Abraham is moving. He can no longer stay in the revival epicenter of where he's been. It's time to take the message elsewhere. The issue begins to be confounded then when he arrives in Gerar and he looks upon the faces of those that are inquiring of him, who's the woman? Now, if they had said to him, do you have lodging? Where are you going? Can we show you the way? You have large flocks, herds, and servants. What accommodations do you need? If they had seen an economic opportunity of providing housing and pasture for this evidently a great man, that would have been one thing. But it would seem that the question that he encountered more than anything else was, who's the woman? And so he said of his wife, she is my sister. The report was given to the king, to Abimelech not his name, but his title. And he sends for Sarah and he takes her. Now what's interesting here is that Sarah is 90 years old. She's already considered herself in chapter number 18 past the opportunity of having pleasure with her husband and conceiving a child. She is evidently postmenopausal. Her fertility days are over and gone. But this king looks out his window and sees this gorgeous woman, youthful and attractive. Evidently, her faith has rejuvenated her entire being. Yah is refashioning she and her husband, and they're becoming youthful and fertile again so that they may bear a child. The king takes her into his palace with the intention of making her a bride. Wow, what a storyline. What an amazing turn of events. But I have to ask a question that maybe is not commonly asked. Why, not only why would Abraham say that she's my sister? And the answer is often given, well, he's afraid of their faces. If you look at verse number 10, Abimelech said to Abraham, what did you have in view that you have done this matter? And Abraham said, only because I said to myself, the fear of Elohim is not in this place, and they shall kill me for the sake of my wife. Now, wait a minute, Abraham. Wait just a moment. You're afraid of men because they have no fear of Elohim. And yet you've just stood face to face with a manifestation of Elohim and had a face-to-face conversation with Elohim. And you have interceded for the cities of the plain that were already announced that they were going to be judged. Yet you stood between judgment and these cities, and you beckoned toward the revelation of Elohim, such as it may have appeared to you. You stood to the face of the Creator, and you did not fear. At least you did not fear to the place where you were afraid to speak. But now you're afraid of the face of men? How could that happen? It has happened over and over again. You see, when we have a victory, what oftentimes follows is a period of weakness. Let's ask Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet. He stood against the face of 450 priests of Baal, against 400 of the eunuchs, the prophets of Jezebel. And he faced these men down, and he slaughtered them. And he put Jezebel's reign of terror on hold. And Ahab himself had to recognize that Yahweh is Elohim. And yet next time we see him, he's hiding under a bush and praying and asking God, just let me die. I've done enough. We see Kepha, he has walked on water. He is the star pupil of the Messiah. He's made his boast. And he stands outside alone in the cold, weeping because he has denied he even knows who Yeshua is 3 times. Oftentimes, the victory that we receive and that we accomplish is more of a test to us than what we just come through. And I can tell you that there have been times that I have delivered a word that was more than I had prepared, way over my head. Obviously, Yah had just taken my being and spoke his word and his heart in such fashion that I was just basically sitting back in the zone and listening to myself speak the word of Elohim beyond anything that I was personally capable of. And I can tell you that after such moments, there is this great emotional upheaval, this thing that wants to fall over top of you, where you want to hide in a corner. Just let me put my face inside of a closet and close the door. I can't explain it to you, but it is a reality. Abraham obviously was going through such a time. Here's the other question. How does the heart of Sarah feel when she has now been announced you're going to be the mother of the covenant child? And instead of your husband standing up and defending you and trusting Elohim to protect the both of you, once again you hear him say, she's my sister. She's not a sister, she's the bride. Here's something that we need to recognize. We're not just a member of the family. We're a part of the bride. We're select. We're chosen. We're destined. Yah wants to bring forth from us sons and daughters of the kingdom and of the covenant. But our Messiah will stand up for us without fail. And that we can count on. We'll finish these thoughts again tomorrow, and until then, shalom.